Welcome to the Tales of Ashmore, where we shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes of the schoolyard, the staff. I'm your host, Mr. Harvey, and get ready to embark on a journey behind the scenes as we chat with the incredible individuals who keep the gears turning and the laughter flowing within our school. So whether you're a student, a parent, or just curious about the inner workings of our school, you're in for a treat. Grab your headphones and join us as we celebrate the unsung heroes who make our schools truly special. Let's dive in and meet the faces behind the school doors.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tales of Ashmore. This episode we have the lovely Samantha Donovan, who is our school supervisor for South East Region. Samantha has a very strong passion for true collaboration between schools, making sure that we're working together in an inclusive environment. Also the positive wellbeing aspect and innovative curriculum. So I'm excited to hear some insights about your role and your strengths and your beliefs around education as well. So to kick it off, can you just give us a little bit of a rundown, a little bit of history of your teaching and your journey so far?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. It's so great to be here with everyone this morning. So I actually started my career as a secondary teacher and spent the first part of my career in secondary schools and did a variety of roles in the secondary context. And then actually did a regional role where I was supporting schools with their professional learning and capability development and all things curriculum and really fell in love with the primary context. And so at that point started my career in primary schools and have pursued that ever since. And in this role, look after around 30 primary schools in our region to support them achieve their next lift.
And you've been Ashmore State School Supervisor for almost 12 months now, I think. Mm-hmm. So can you just explain to the community what that role entails and what it looks like for Ashmore?
Yeah, sure. So it's a role that I love. Basically, my role is to walk alongside principals and their leadership teams to support the school to improve in whatever area that might be. But it's also to provide regional support and resourcing as needed to support schools. That might be for students, that might be for teachers, that might be for curriculum development, but it also might be for that leadership piece. So it's a really varied role, which I love and is really exciting. And I have to know the community well to be able to do my role well to meet the needs of that school, but certainly one that I am really passionate about. We want all of our children to have a fantastic state schooling experience, and I'm really passionate about that. So yeah, it's great.
And I think from Ashmore's perspective, we've definitely felt that true collaboration between schools where with your support, you're linking yourself with like-minded schools that are focusing on similar things so that we're not just trying to do everything by ourselves, we can collaborate and have that shared goal and shared belief as well.
100%, yeah.
What led you to teaching? Was it a passion as a child, or did you kind of fall into the job or find that it was something that piqued your interest at university?
Yeah, sure. Great question. So I had some incredibly inspirational teachers at school, and I would often be asked to take the class if the teacher needed to support a student or deal with something else. But I was always wanting to be a ballerina. I danced for most of my life and thought that would be my pathway, and I would dance around the world. But as I got a little bit older and realised that that's quite difficult to get into, I started to really love teaching, and I would teach little ones dancing on a Saturday, and I would take the class for my teachers, and so really developed a love of teaching there, and then decided that's what I would pursue.
There you go. That quite often happens where you have that passion for helping people and supporting people, and it flows into a career in education.
Absolutely.
So speaking of that, you may have already answered it with your passion for dancing, but what subject would be your favourite subject to teach when you're in the classroom?
I'm really passionate about the arts, and I love watching our little people respond to music and dance and visual arts and media. I think it's a fantastic way for people to express themselves, and often we don't get many chances to do that in our day. So the creative pursuits where we get to really be with ourselves and our thoughts and turn that into a piece of art, I think is absolutely awesome. So certainly the arts are my passion, but I'm also really passionate about the teaching of reading and English, and I think reading is the gift every state school student should have, and so I'm excited to be working with schools in that space as well.
And I definitely see that creative side with your passion for the arts when you talk about the curriculum and ways to make it innovative and engage the learner rather than it just be more of a teacher talk to the student, get their buy-in so that they're engaged in the creative aspect of all curriculum areas.
Absolutely, yep.
So supporting all students is something that you've spoken about and a passion of yours. What do you feel is one of the biggest things or ways that parents can support their students at home to link in with the school community as well?
Yeah, sure. Great question. So I'm a parent myself. I have two boys, 11 and 16. And I think that the most important thing is that parents know that you're your child's first teacher. You are the one they learn from and model from. And we as parents, we know that. And so I think that understanding that the school wants to do the very best for your child that they can. And so by working together, you're your child's first teacher. The school's here to take that next journey. Working together and partnering together is really important. I think supporting your child in all of their pursuits, whatever they might be, but also making sure for that really important time at home for cuddles and chats about the day is just as important as homework. And so, the connection piece and being the voice and advocate for your child in a really positive and proactive way is really important. And then I think it's around as much as you can in small pieces supporting the school and giving back where you can, and recognising that teachers are working incredibly hard to support your child to achieve, and so always thinking about how you can work alongside them to help your child to excel.
It's building that strong relationship between the parents and the school community, having that open communication to make sure that if something's going on at home, it can be communicated to school so that we're able to support them, and vice versa. If there's things happening here, we also communicate at home as well.
100%.
But I definitely know that with my son, he's only 2.5, but try and talk about his day, that car ride home. So what did you do today? Who did you play with? And it's always, I don't know, or no one. And then later on in the night, he starts telling the stories and opening up a little bit more. So I'm starting to learn that little barrier around giving my child space to be able to process after a day, and then let him come to me with what he wants to share.
My kids are the same. It sure is, and I kind of learnt to go and do something. So we might take the dog for a walk or whatever, but it just is that kind of decompressed time and relaxed time, and then they'll share lots of things from their day. And sometimes rather than what did you learn today, I'll ask them how things they felt. So what excited you today? What did you find challenging? What was your favourite moment from today? Just around that gratitude piece and connecting to their feelings.
Definitely. So when you visit Ashmore, what do you look forward to most when you come into our school?
Ashmore State School is an absolutely brilliant school, and I think there's a couple of things that I really look forward to here. The leadership team here have a real strength around instructional leadership, and what I mean by that is they're really focused on every child progressing in their learning, and really passionate about finding different ways to achieve that, and I really love those conversations. The teachers here are incredibly passionate and skilled at what they do, so I actually really love visiting classrooms and talking with teachers around their work and how they're going. But most importantly, the best part of my role is talking with children, and hearing children share with me the great learning that they're doing here. That might be a great experience. They had it under 8's Day recently, but it also might be, in the senior school, some of the work they're doing around science or HASS. So they're definitely things I look forward to here.
Perfect. When you're not busy, and I know you're an extremely busy woman with all your different roles and family, what do you like to do in your downtime? Yeah,
sure. So I'm really passionate about well-being. So you usually find me in the gym once a day, or out for a walk with the dog or a run. So certainly that's a big part of my life. And then with family and friends, that really refills my cup.
I guess in your role, it can be quite intense at different points in the day and the week, so that decompress and a little bit of time to yourself to be able to be the best version of yourself in whatever roles you're in.
100%, yeah.
Now, I know this may be a little bit tricky to answer, but if sometimes it's easy to laugh at other people, but you're also good to laugh at yourself. So is there any fun funny or embarrassing moments you'd like to share that's happened in your life or around the school?
Yeah, sure. I do recall at primary school we had a permanent dental van in our primary school, and I won't tell you how long ago that was, but a little while ago. We would every year have a family of magpies who would nest. So the office was sort of up the end of the driveway, and the dental van was right down near the gate, so families could come in and out. But there would always be this family of magpies who would nest right in the middle, and who thought it was fantastic to swoop children on their way to the dental van. And so the school had this ingenious idea to give us buckets, ice cream buckets to wear to the dental van, and they would paint magpie eyes on the top of it so they wouldn't swoop us. And it worked treat, absolute treat. But I have the funniest memory as a child of sprinting from the office to the dental van with an ice cream bucket on my head. Yeah.
Well, speaking about that, we better be careful when we head back out, because between pathways and the staff room, there's a little path through the trees, and there is a little bird in there. It's not a magpie, but I think it's just trying to be friendly and get a little touch, but it comes down sometimes, so be wary of that when you head out. But we don't have any buckets with eyes on them, so you have to wave your hands about. So to finish off, we ask these questions to all the people that come on the podcast. This is rapid fire, just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
So would you prefer sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
And what is your favourite cuisine?
Probably Italian.
Favourite movie?
The Notebook.
Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a rom-com.
Yeah.
And if you could be anywhere other than here right now, where would it be?
I am really passionate about travelling, and so I would probably love to be in Europe at the moment, given it would be warm there.
Yeah. And I guess that's on our TVs coming up as well, with Paris, the Olympics being there, so a lot of people travelling around, Euro summer.
Yeah, really exciting.
We're stuck here at the coalface doing the hard work, that's all right. Lastly, would you like to share anything with the community about your passion for teaching in your job to wrap this up?
I think state schools are absolutely fantastic schools, and I just want to thank every member of your community for investing in our state schooling system and investing in the Ashmore State School community. It's such a pleasure to work with this school. So if you see me around, please say hello and have a chat about how it's going. I can't help if I don't know, but I also want to be one of the school's biggest advocates, so it's always great for me to know the great things that are happening and to be able to thank the staff here who work so incredibly hard. So please say hello if you see me.
Nice work. Thank you, everyone. That's Samantha Donovan, our school supervisor from the South East region. Now that you know the name, you know the face when she's around the school, please check in, say hello, and make her feel welcomed, as I know you will. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having me.